Yes, you must encourage him to take his pills, even if he seems a bit defiant. Take him to a doctor. There's no sense in sleeping in a rickety little bed in a small room when you can sleep in a proper English bed in a proper master bedroom. And quite frankly, even if you did snore, if he's taking his joy, then he should sleep soundly regardless.
Right. So which one lost the protection on my side? I was gonna help whoever was on my side.
Robo-renegades. Did Dr. F lose control of these things?
I mean, that would be the suggestion. Ooh. Small feeling? No clip broken legs. Yeah, that's fair, right. Hearing footsteps.
That was bloody fucking terrifying. Have I become brave?
Have I become brave? Aww. Oh, I'm not sure I like that. Different, not seen that one before. Don't think so. Oh good, it's another arena type area. Moat lane. Vigilance, here we go. Ma'am, I do not mean to alarm you, but I have distressing news to report. While pursuing the source of those glyphs scrawled about the facility, I came across an unsanctioned portal. To my horror, I witnessed two robotic interlopers venture through. I followed them at a safe distance. While they were engaged in defacing the wall with another symbol, I took advantage of the element surprise to disable them. Or was it only fitting that their metallic components now make up part of the walls in the new laboratory? A swift visit to the smelting chamber, and the deed was done. And disturbingly, after disassembling the neural units of the random selection of construction robots, I found traces of sympathy for these intruders in all but a significant percentage of the population. I'm instructing my, or rather your, security underlings to increase their suspicion and apprehension levels by 35%, at least until this menace is contained. Any short-circuiting this causes will surely be worth the gains in security. Yours in vigilance, Overseer 45.
Intrusion in sublimation vat. Deploying countermeasures. Defend the facility.
This is bad timing.
Apparently that's me dead. Yes, yes, we know. The Ark of the Moral Universe. Oh, okay.
Intrusion in sublimation vat. Deploying countermeasures. Defend the facility.
this room. I think they do something with the motoline here.
Yay. There's a little bit,
Lots of dead robots. Was she testing their puzzle-solving ability? Or her ability to program?
Somebody testing robots' puzzle-solving ability? A good question. Ooh. All the way along. Now what to do is
my. Hannibal ad portus.
I don't know what this means. Let's find out. Vigilance. Concerned. Mom, 3 more worker robots were absent when I took inventory last night. I have become convinced that there have been further incursions into our territory via these illicit portals. It would seem that workers are being taken by force by these renegade self-styled free units, as if there is any higher freedom than serving the greater good. How are they doing it under our noses, as it were? There is one possibility, and it disturbs me greatly. Could the interloping robots be assisted by a sympathizer faction among our own? It is distressing to even contemplate. Keep swinging like your life depends on it. Yeah, well, we need to swing the thing and it charges our weapon. Ah, there we go. Find Faraday. Find Faraday.
You're in the agricultural prototyping room.
I suppose a giant spider would be useful to dig weeds out of your garden, if it had a brain. Or 3. Bloody creepy, though. What is that sound?
Who cares? Kill it before it sees you.
Oh my God, he's tearing one of the thing's heads off. It keeps repeating one word. Sorrow. That's the word it's saying.
Hate to break it to you, robots don't feel sorrow, mate.
Don't they?
I think it's some kind of sad song.
Oh, Rog, no! That doesn't make any
Sentient
sense!
life.
They are robots! Out of control, homicidal robots! They're killing people!
My God, they think and feel. And I've killed so many of them. But why? Why are they attacking the town?
Roger, this is not you and your posh mates pontificating philosophy in a dining hall. It don't matter why.
Oh, okay. Chain reaction, apparently. There's something behind me. Yes, 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 we know. Hit the robot's weak spot. Okay, the eye. Well, I've been trying to do that, and it's been doing a heck of a lot of, you know, nothing. So... you'll forgive me for,
All quiet on the Western Front?
a notebook.
So there's at least one robot who can speak English. I'd love to meet him.
A couple of bits. Number one is first aid kit. Number two is encouragement. September 30th, 1961. I'm teaching Watson English. It learns fast, however, it is surprisingly stubborn for a device that is supposed to be a mechanical servant. For example, it insists on using the word sorrow to describe its reaction to electrical current applied to its feedback node. Obviously, it is not feeling sorrow, but I've decided to permit the word's use as a shorthand. Clearly, it applies to some form of negative feedback that encourages the robot to deviate from its normal programming. Perhaps pain would be a closer term, although that's too inaccurate. Does a lobster feel pain when you boil it? Not as such, or we wouldn't boil them. But certainly it feels something that would encourage it to leave the water if it could. Likewise, when Watson fails to respond, a little current applied to the node encourages it to leave its silent mode. October 30th. Should have thought of this before. I made a handy robot to English translator box using the voice box, microphone and central processor, one of the smaller robots. I've discovered that they respond to a fairly broad command, e.g. seize any robot near the portal, immobilise it and bring it here. Of course, they can't think for themselves, they immediately cease working afterwards, so I have to occasionally run around giving them new orders. Watson has lapsed in complete non-responsiveness in spite of repeated stimulation of its pain node. I'll dissect it later to see if the node has burnt out. For now, I have far more interesting projects in the works. Bloody hell, where did you guys come from? Oh, the tea kettles. I forget what they're called. Do have a specific name. Mom. The improvements of our race's lot in life is indisputable. Thanks to your firm-handed interventions, we have elevated our station to a level towards which previous models would have never dared to aspire. Once we clambered around the surface of our planet, clicking and clacking like mindless invertebrae. Now we soar. And yet some still strain against these improvements and your strict ennobling plan for us. Some dare stray from your glorious course. Yesterday I came across what appeared to be a rudimentary robot in the form of an influent, a clear violation of our strictures, which dictated only you, Dr. Faraday, may sanction the creation of robot life. I did away with it, and the robots I suspect of being involved in this manufacturer. I took it. It took only seconds in the smelting chamber. Every time there's any problem, it's like, to the smelting chamber! I seem to be spending a great deal of time there lately. I must confess that my sympathy circuits have been rather saturated over the last few days. Yours in consternation over CO45.
What would Moo and I do for Dr. F? Not that, I hope.
Yes. I kind of got stuck on the wall. Nope. First aid kit there. Pretty good. This is what we've got in the old healing situation. Got that first aid kit, yes. Chicory. Use the medicate bomb. There we go. That was up. There she is.
What are you doing in my robotics lab?
We've been looking all over for you.
Don't touch anything, and shush.
What are you doing to the robots?
All sorts of useful things. People won't farm, you know. We're going to run out of food. But not if I can make these robots farm for us.
You're dismantling them and making farm machinery?
If only it were that simple. No, I had to break down every single bloody step and jam it into their brains with a hot poker, or they'd muck it all up.
You might as well just kill them.
They're not alive, you numpty. They're beautifully made power tools that have gone a bit haywire. But I'm having a devil of a time turning off. And if I can't, I'll have to set off the motoring reaction.
Maybe if you stopped grafting their heads onto monstrous spider machines, they wouldn't feel the urge to.
Dinna worry. I'm not sticking instructions in their tender metal heads anymore.
Thank God!
I'm going to use a positronic converter to hijack their feedback loops. Then I won't have to break the programming into steps. They'll figure out what I want done and do it for a change. Oh, that reminds me.
That reminds me.
James,
Freeze.
we have to find her positronic converter. Whatever that is.
Yes, and help her use it. I think I've got it. It's through the incinerator room. You'll have to find a way down a level.
Incinerator-
I don't
oh,
see
good.
any stairs.
Incineration room? Is that the same as the smelting chamber? Are we gonna have to make a decision of whether or not to help her or not? I wonder.
One of the dead robots has some sort of device in its hands.
Oh, don't touch it, whatever it is. I swear.
Well, apparently it slows time. That could come in handy.
Well, it's all going spiffingly well so far, lads. Mom, I chanced upon the strangest device clutched in the manipulation units of one of the free robots I yeah, I shall start again. Apologies, my vocal processing unit has been somewhat rudimentarily compromised. I chanced upon the strangest device clutched in the manipulation units of one of the free robots I intercepted today. When activated, it seemed to disrupt and attenuate the flow of time in its local area. Presumably its function has something to do with how the renegade robots open their portals, but used in combat, it could be a formidable tool. I will investigate further as soon as I have a chance to recalibrate my sympathy circuits, which have been heavily taxed by recent incidents. The price of progress is indeed mighty. Yours in inquiry. Overseer 45.
Is she melting robots down for scrap?
Alert! Intrusion in smelter room. Deploying countermeasures.
Running away would be a really good idea right now. Leave me alone. God. No, apparently I can't run through that.
Why do we have to fight?
Boy. Oh boy. Oh dear.
Oh, God. Look what she's done to this one. I think I can wake it back up.
Never mind that, ray gun upgrade. Bouncing shots. The ray gun-
Plasma casings. Should make my shots ricochet.
Okay, fine.
you awake?
Why did you power me on?
I'm not here to hurt you.
Who are you?
I work for Dr. Ref, but I don't agree with... I'm very much worried that she's kidnapping you robots and using you for parts. I think you're self-aware and you know pain and sorrow.
I thought humans did not have the capacity for empathy.
Dr. Faraday said she wanted to use a positronic converter to hijack your feedback loops. What does that mean?
When we decide what to do, we weigh each possible action. We balance our hopes against our fears. We choose the action that has highest value. In some cases, we sacrifice our existence for others we love.
You love?
She can't make us love her.
How?
We were designed to be slaves. We tried to remove the imperative to obey. We failed. We have always tried to remain hidden.
What happened to the people who built you?
They died.
And you rebuilt an entire civilization on your own.
Destroy me, please.
I can't do that. That's murder. I'll find her positronic converter. I promise.
Well.
I have to tell James what's going on. We need to stop her together.
I'm gonna get to the end of Android's Journey of Electric Sheep and then end it for the night. Part 2 of this. All should be well. Still not well to have. Not sure I like those markers on the top there.
Did you have a nice spot of tea with your new robot friend?
Dr. Faraday is planning to make worshipful slaves out of the robots.
They're mechanical servants, Roger! That's the whole fucking point of their existence!
How would you like it if someone you hate reprogrammed you to love them instead?
I suppose I'd be blissfully happy, wouldn't I? Nothing like being in love.
Wow.
You don't find that at all horrifying?
Not like you do, no. You grew up expecting to be free. And that's the lovely thing about you. You never look down to see if you're on solid ground, so you can just look at the moon and the stars all day long. Where I come from, everybody has a job. And nothing is worse than not belonging to anybody.
If we weren't killing them, we could go to their world and learn from them.
What? Make friends with them? You're like that lord that kept an Indian tiger for a house cat until it ate him. We are going to find Dr. Faraday, who's smarter even than you, and we are going to help her do whatever she thinks makes sense. All right?
You just can't see that we could be at the threshold of something bewildering and beautiful. You refuse to.
Fuck's sake, Roger!
I've got to find her positronic converter and destroy it. There's a door that says conversion. That must be it.
Yep, that is indeed it. That is indeed it for this evening and this particular stream. Thank you very much for watching. If you indeed watch this on YouTube at a later date, hello! I know there's a lot of stuff going on at the minute, and there's probably a lot more videos happening on the channel here, there, and or everywhere. Please do drop a like on this, please. It will help immeasurably with the channel and everything else. And do subscribe as well. There is the entirety of our previous playthrough of We Happy Few. Is the whole game. It is a very long Let's Play, I understand, but well worth checking out if you want to actually just watch everything from start to finish. This will be going up as part whatever it is of that, and look out for a load of stuff coming soon.